Welcome to our channel where we dive into Stoic philosophy, personal growth, and relationships. In today's video, we're tackling a situation that many of us have faced, being unexpectedly blocked by someone you care about. Instead of reacting with frustration or trying to get back at her, we're going to show you how to handle this with poise and self-respect. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in controlling our reactions and focusing on what we can change within ourselves. We'll guide you through the mindset shifts and practical steps that not only help you regain your confidence, but might even make her question her decision. So, if you're ready to respond with wisdom and composure, stay tuned, because we're about to turn this challenging moment into an opportunity for growth. Understanding the block is a power move. A power move. First, let's understanding the block is a power move. Break down what it means when she blocks you. Blocking isn't just a casual action. It's a strong, intentional decision. She's made a deliberate move to set a boundary. And by doing this, she's clearly prioritizing her mental and emotional health. Essentially, she's saying she doesn't want any influence from you right now, which is a message that should be loud and clear. This move puts her in control, making it essential for you to recognize and respect it. Now, you might feel confused, frustrated, or even hurt, but here's the reality. Understanding why she's taken this step and accepting it without trying to fight back shows strength on your part. Often, when someone blocks you, it's because they're protecting their peace or trying to heal. Remember, we all need to take time for ourselves, and she's chosen this as her way. You can respect her by allowing her that space without trying to reach out or change her mind. From a Stoic perspective, there's wisdom in letting go of things outside our control. The more you try to understand or reverse her decision, more energy you waste on something you can't change. Stoicism teaches that we only control our actions, not others' responses. Trying to control or force change on someone else's choice only accept her decision, drains you, and disturbs your peace. So accept her decision as it is, even if it feels challenging. Imagine that she blocked you after a heated argument or a time when emotions were high. She may have needed to distance herself to find clarity or regain balance. Instead of constantly checking if she unblocked you or wondering if she's thinking about you, use this as an opportunity to focus on yourself and grow. Work on building your own peace and clarity. Ironically, this level of self-respect and calmness might even make her curious about you again. Why? Because by respecting her decision, you're showing maturity and self-control, qualities that can make anyone reflect. So take a deep breath and recognize that accepting her block more about your peace than about her decision. This isn't about proving something to her, but proving something to yourself that you can respect boundaries. Maintain your inner strength and find peace within your own actions. Number 2, avoid begging or pleading when she's blocked you. Avoid begging or pleading everywhere. It's natural to feel an overwhelming urge to reach out, to explain yourself, to fix things. You might think, if only I could talk to her, everything would go back to normal. But the reality is, begging or pleading for her to unblock you only hurts your self-respect and honestly pushes her further away. Picture this. She's put up her barriers, and each message you try to send just adds to her feeling that blocking you was the right choice. What you only hurts your self-respect. You may think of as effort or showing you care can easily be seen as desperation. From her perspective, she may begin to question why she ever let you in. If you don't respect her decision to step away, even temporarily, let's say, you go out of your way to send her a long message on a mutual friend's account, explaining how you feel. You pour your heart out, thinking it'll make her see you in a new light. Instead, she sees someone who disregards her choice to have space and may feel even more justified in her decision. That's why keeping your dignity intact matters so much. Dignity starts with self-respect, instead of constantly looking outward for her validation or her permission to feel okay. Learn to focus on what's within your control. You're not giving up emotions and your actions. When you refrain from reaching out, you're silently saying, I respect myself enough not to lower my standards. And this is powerful. Instead of reaching out, shift your focus. Pour that energy into yourself, whether it's improving your work, health, hobbies, or anything else that brings you genuine satisfaction. You're not giving up, you're growing by showing patience. You make her realize you're not just someone who reacts impulsively, you are someone who can handle challenges with maturity, someone who values their dignity even when it's hard. When the time is right, she may look back and respect the way you handled this difficult period. But more importantly, you'll respect yourself for it, regardless of the outcome. So take a step back, hold on to your dignity, and show her and yourself that you're capable of calm confidence no matter what. Now that you understand the importance of maintaining your dignity and self-respect in times like these, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Have you found yourself reaching out impulsively in the past, only to feel regret afterward? Share your thoughts, experiences, or challenges in the comments below. Whether it's a personal story or simply typing, I choose self-respect. By doing so, you're not just reflect on relationship leaving a comment. You're committing to a powerful mindset shift. Remember these moments of reflection can make all the difference in your journey forward. Number 3, reflect on relationship red. 3. Reflect on relationship red flags. Flags when she blocks you everywhere. It feels like a closed door, but this can be an opportunity, one that may ultimately lead to growth and understanding. Think of it as a chance to really examine the dynamics of the relationship, with a focus on recognizing and learning from any red flags that might have appeared. Often, blocking isn't a random decision. Red flags. It's a strong action that might indicate unresolved frustrations, boundaries that were ignored or unmet, emotional needs that led to this distance. Take this time to dig deep and ask yourself some uncomfortable but crucial questions about what may have gone wrong. Reflecting on red flags isn't about blaming yourself or taking all the responsibility, but it's a time for honest introspection. For example, were there moments when she asked for space and you struggled to respect that? Did you find yourself disregarding her boundaries because of your own needs? Perhaps she communicated in subtle or even direct ways about things that bothered her, and in the heat of the relationship, those cues went unnoticed or were underestimated. This period of being blocked might be her way of saying she felt unheard or unseen, and that's something worth exploring. Suppose she valued her time with friends or her independence, yet you often wanted her attention when she tried to carve out personal time. Maybe she once mentioned feeling pressured, and while you acknowledged it, those patterns kept repeating. Or perhaps there were times when conversations got tense, and instead of finding common ground, discussions ended without resolution, leaving her feelings unaddressed. These could be signs that certain actions on your part unintentionally created discomfort or resentment. Recognizing these signs in hindsight can be tough, but it's where true growth begins in street philosophy. The emphasis is on self-reflection. Without philosophy, self-punishment. This doesn't mean beating yourself up or getting lost in guilt. Rather, it's about seeing your own actions clearly so you can learn from them. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't change the past, we can transform how we respond to it. Look at any missteps or oversights as stepping stones, not obstacles. Think of them as lessons rather than mistakes. something you can use as fuel for self-improvement. Maybe you realize now that you could have communicated differently or responded with more patience. Embrace those insights and use them to become a better version of yourself, one who understands the value of balance, boundaries, and mutual respect. By examining the relationship without bitterness or regret, you're showing yourself that you're capable of growth even when it's hard. This process may not bring her back, but it gives you something even more valuable: self-awareness and resilience. And if she does decide to reconnect down the line, she'll see a person who has taken the time to evolve, one who values healthy dynamics and self-respect. This transformation will naturally draw respect and even curiosity because you're demonstrating that you've used this challenging time to rise above and grow. Number 4. Set boundaries blocker. Set boundaries for set boundaries block her too. 2. Blocking her might sound drastic, but let's break it down. This isn't about payback or trying to make her feel what you're feeling. It's about reclaiming control over your own mental space. When you block her, you take back power in a situation that, up until now, might have felt like it was completely out of your hands. You're no longer leaving the door open for second-guessing, for endlessly checking if she still blocked you, or wondering if she's looking at your profile. By choosing to block her, you put up a boundary that gives you the space you need to start moving forward without constantly looking back. Picture it like this. Every time you check her profile, wait for a message, or wonder if she's going to unblock you, you're giving a part of your energy away. That energy, your peace, your focus, could be going towards something productive, something that brings you closer to your own goals and happiness. When you block, you're effectively saying, "My mental well-being is a priority." You're removing the option for lingering, for hoping, for any mind games that could pull you back into a state of emotional dependence. Setting this boundary shows a strength that isn't easy to come by. It's a sign of self-respect. Imagine how much clearer things become when you're no longer waiting for someone else's actions to determine your next move. Stoics emphasize the importance of control, controlling what we can. And in this case, what you can control is your own peace of mind. You're making a choice that supports your well-being, taking action instead of waiting to see if she might one day unblock you. Think of it as a mental reset. By creating this distance, you're giving yourself a chance to heal, to focus on yourself, and to rediscover who you are outside of this connection. It's about finding your footing again, building your inner strength, and allowing yourself the freedom to move. Find your footing again, forward without constant reminders of the past. When you take this step, you're setting yourself up for something powerful, a healthier, more balanced state of mind, where you're no longer at the mercy of someone else's decisions. So block her, not out of spite, but out of respect for yourself. Give yourself that necessary distance to focus, breathe, and reclaim your energy. Take this as a step toward creating a space in your life where you are in charge of your own peace. After all, true strength lies in knowing when to let go and focus on what really matters, your own growth and happiness. Now, if this approach resonates with you, hit that like button to show your support. I'd also love to hear your thoughts. How do you feel about setting these types of boundaries? Or simply type, "I choose my peace" in the comments to let us know you're prioritizing your well-being. Every perspective is valuable, so don't hesitate to share your own experience and insights. Together, let's build a conversation that encourages self-respect and personal growth. Number 5. Engage in self-improvement. It's never easy when 5. Engage in self-improvement. Someone, focus on something powerful you care about, suddenly cuts you off, especially when they block you on every platform. It can feel personal and painful, like you've been shut out from a world you once shared. But rather than letting this situation pull you down, think of it as a fresh start. This moment, painful as it is, can be the turning point to focus on something powerful, your own growth first. Redirect all that emotional energy back toward these motions yourself, instead of replaying the last conversation or dwelling on every detail that went wrong. Look forward and decide what areas of your life you want to upgrade. Ask yourself, what goals have you pushed aside lately? Have you wanted to get in shape, try out a new skill, or go after that career change you've been putting off? Now is the perfect time to set some Conrad goals and use this setback as the fuel to reach them. Focus on physical health. Imagine focusing on your physical health as an example. You start a fitness routine, maybe hitting the gym several times a week, going for a morning run, or even joining a new sports team. As you build this habit, you'll find that not only your body changes, but your mindset too. You start to feel more confident, more resilient. Your friends, family, and coworkers notice, and you realize that you're carrying yourself differently. You're no longer focused on what was, but instead on what can be, on becoming someone stronger and more fulfilled. Or perhaps there's a skill you've always wanted to learn. Maybe it's a language, an instrument, or a technical skill that could boost your career. Dedicate an hour each day to mastering it. Enroll in a course, watch tutorials, practice, and stay committed. Each step forward, however small, adds to your sense of accomplishment and direction. Over time, this new skill not only elevates your life, but also shifts how you see yourself. You're not stagnant, you're evolving, thriving, and growing, and people will notice that change. Even her. Let's say a few months have passed and you've been focusing on yourself diligently. You're healthier, more focused, focus on yourself, and have a new set of skills. By chance, she hears about how well you're doing, perhaps through a mutual friend or even through social media. When she sees or hears about the new version of you, it may very well spark regret. The person she blocked is not the same person today. You've used this time to become someone stronger, and this realization may leave her questioning whether she made the right choice. The Stoics teach that adversity is a powerful opportunity for self-improvement. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that setbacks are less about what happened to us and more about how we respond. A Stoic would view this block not as an end, but as the beginning of a new journey toward a better self. Adversity in the Stoic perspective is the forge in which resilience and strength are built. It is through these challenging times that we can strip away what doesn't serve us and build Embrace the discomfort foundation of unshakable confidence. Use this time not as a way to simply distract yourself, but as a chance to fully reinvent yourself. Embrace the discomfort of change, because in the end, it's this effort that will make you a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. And if she does happen to see this change, that's the added bonus. The real reward is that you've transformed, that you've grown beyond the pain, and that you're prepared to face whatever life throws your way. When she sees that, she may realize she let go of someone truly remarkable. Number 6, create positive distractions. Distractions. When she's blocked you, it can feel like you've been erased from her life, and that can be a create positive distractions tough pill to swallow. Thoughts of her can consume you, flooding your mind with what-ifs and memories that keep playing over and over. But here's the thing. Staying in that cycle only keeps you stuck in the past while she's moving on. The real power move here. Start creating a life so fulfilling that it not only pulls you out of this pain, but also makes her second-guess her decision. Let's break it down. One of the most effective ways to do this is by filling your days with positive distractions. This doesn't mean pretending you don't care. It means channeling that care into something productive. First, consider taking up a new hobby. something you've been curious about but never had the time or push to start. It might be learning an instrument, taking cooking classes, or diving into a fitness routine. Picture yourself going to the gym daily, lifting weights or taking long runs. Not, take a new hobby. Only will you get stronger physically, but the routine will start building mental resilience too. Over time, your mind becomes more focused on your new goals, less on her. Another option is to dive into a creative project. Maybe you've always wanted to write, paint, or even start a side hustle. When you immerse yourself in a project that takes time, effort, and attention to detail, you're giving yourself a healthy outlet for those lingering feelings. Imagine channeling your thoughts into writing, crafting a story, or painting something that brings out emotions in a way words can't. These projects become a form of expression, helping you process your feelings without getting bogged down by them. And volunteer if hobbies or creative projects aren't enough. Dedicate time to causes that matter to you. Volunteering, join local organizations, or supporting a cause not only feels fulfilling, but also connects you with others who share your values. For example, spending your weekends at an animal shelter or a community center doesn't just keep you busy. It shifts your focus to people and animals who genuinely appreciate your presence and energy. You're no longer seeking validation from someone who's closed a door on you. You're surrounded by new connections and experience that validate you just as you are. Understand, though, that staying busy isn't about ignoring the pain or avoiding your feelings. It's about creating space for healing without letting one chapter dominate your story. As you engage your mind and energy and things you can control, you start to reclaim your sense of self and purpose. This is where Stoicism can be your guiding light. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the internal world's most revered Stoic philosophers, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In other words, your internal world, your peace, joy, and fulfillment depends on what you choose to focus on. By filling your mind with positive actions, thoughts, and routines, you're not only nurturing yourself, but creating an environment where healing can flourish. Here's the beauty of it all. As you progress in these areas, as you build a life filled with purpose and excitement, something shifts in how you're perceived. When she eventually glances at your social media, and trust me, curiosity usually wins in the end, she'll see a version of you that's stronger, happier, and fulfilled without her. A man who's grown, thrived, and moved forward. The very essence of who you are has evolved, and that kind of transformation is undeniable. It's often in these moments that regret begins to surface, not because of anything you said or did, but because of who you've become in her absence. By investing in yourself, you're not only creating a better life for you, but you're also showing her that her absence didn't break you. It made you stronger. And that strength, that resilience, is where true attraction lies. Number 7, don't assume it's over forever. Here's something important to 7. Don't assume it's over forever. Remember, blocking someone is often a reactionary move, a temporary shield people put up when they feel overwhelmed or emotional. She could be protecting herself or needing space to process things without any influence. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the road. People have a way of reflecting with time, and emotions that run high in the moment often settle. A temporary shield bringing clarity. So, what should you do? Don't put all your hopes into waiting for her to unblock you. Yes, you can hope she'll reconsider, but don't let that control you or prevent you from moving forward. Start by focusing on yourself. Accept that you can't force her feelings to change, but you can focus on becoming someone she might actually want back. And ironically, that happens when you shift your energy away from waiting for her and start investing it into bettering yourself. Imagine this. A woman blocks you everywhere, and instead of begging her friends to speak to her or sending long apology emails, you take a step back. You invest in your health, improve your habits, and spend time with people who uplift you. In time, your strength and calmness create a subtle pull, even if she doesn't see it. Embrace hope directly. Word travels, and you may leave a stronger, lasting impression by showing you've chosen growth over desperation. The Stoics offer powerful wisdom for this situation. They teach us to embrace hope, but detach from the need for a particular outcome. When you let go of the desire to control her choices, you free yourself to live fully in the present with a sense of calm and strength. Embrace the mindset that whatever is meant to happen will unfold in its own time without needing your constant intervention. By living this way, you prepare yourself not just for one specific outcome, but for any that might come. Whether she returns or you question a new path, you'll be ready, not bound by the hope of reconciliation, but open to the unexpected paths that life has to offer. As you think about these ideas, remember that each experience holds a unique perspective, and we'd love to hear yours. Have you been in a similar situation, or do you have insights into embracing self-growth in times of uncertainty? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. By sharing, you not only reflect on your own journey, but also inspire others navigating similar paths. So let us know what resonates with you most, and how do you apply these Stoic approach to letting go and focusing on your own growth? Number 8. Take caution when. 8. Take caution when unblocked. Unblocked. So she's unblocked, you may be. You noticed on social media or saw that you're no longer blocked on messaging apps. This moment can feel like a huge opportunity, almost like a signal that she's reconsidering things. But hold on. Don't make the mistake of rushing in when she unblocks you. It's not necessarily an invitation to reconnect immediately. Don't rush in could be out of curiosity, a change in mood, or even a way to see if you're still waiting around. Taking a cautious approach now is crucial. Avoid the urge to reach out right away or send a quick, "Hey, saw you unblocked me." The last thing you want is to appear too eager or anxious for her attention. Think of it like fishing. If you pull too hard on the line as soon as you get a nibble, you risk losing the fish. The same goes for this situation. Instead, give her the space to decide if she wants to initiate. By not jumping in, you let her wonder about you, which can make her more curious and potentially miss the connection she once had. Imagine you've noticed she's unblocked you on Instagram, and the instinct is to send a message or like one of her posts to let her know you're aware. But instead, you choose to stay calm and continue living your life. Maybe she sees you're busy, focused,